Recently, Nintendo gave me the opportunity to have a virtual hands-off preview of Super Mario RPG, the brand new remake of the original Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars on the Super Nintendo, and we learned a bunch of new information about the game. And while this is a one-to-one remake, which we will get into, there are a host of additions, upgrades, new things, and just overall awesomeness that's really gonna bring this game to a brand new audience and actually make it so much more fun to play than what it was originally back on the Super Nintendo. But before we get into that and I go into everything that I saw here, and trust me, there will be no spoilers. We're not spoiling the story for those who haven't played it or anything, but we're just basically telling you about some of the cool things added to this, because it is a one-to-one remake, but there's a lot of cool stuff added in. So before we get into that, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are someone new, and click the notification bell for all the latest RPG, Nintendo Switch, live streaming content, and more as soon as they go up. So yes, like I stated, I got a chance for a hands-off preview of Super Mario RPG on the Nintendo Switch. It's dropping on November 17th. I've talked about this game quite a bit as a must-buy RPG, big upcoming game, and I love this game back in the day. This was a collaboration between Nintendo and Square Enix, almost like a dream collaboration. Miyamoto and more all on board with Square Enix's developers in order to create a brand new style of Mario game that had never been done before. A Mario game as an RPG. It used cutting edge or state-of-the-art graphics for the Super Nintendo and was incredible at the time that it released. It was so much fun. I beat the game over and over and over, and it was really cool to actually use Princess Peach as a character in an RPG, Bowser as a character in an RPG. There'd been some times, at least with Princess Peach, you've been able to use her, but nothing like this. So it blew me away back in the day, and now seeing some of the new stuff and actual real gameplay for Super Mario RPG on the Switch, it's got me just as excited as I was back in the day on the Super Nintendo. Now, another thing that really favors this game is the fact that it hasn't been re-released, remade, or remastered much. All we've gotten was the original release on the Super Nintendo, then we got a virtual console release, I think on the Wii, and then we also got a Super Nintendo Classic release, but they haven't really remastered it or polished it up with new graphics, and here we are. So it feels fresh and new. Now let's talk about some of the cool things that's been added into this game. You've got an overhaul on the menus, quality of life features up the wazoo. You've got a menu bar that's nice and sleek, looks really good. Of course, we talked about a graphical overhaul. This is a complete new graphics engine and system. It does not have the pixelated 3D rendering style look. It's now fully modern at this point. Cute art style, but nothing too crazy with the graphics, but still looking really good from what I saw. Now you also have the save boxes. For those who don't know, you hit the save box, you jump on there, Mario jumps away, you can save the game. But I think that there's also auto saving in the game, so they have updated it in that type of way. Now let's talk about some of the juicy stuff here. You have the action command system. There's been a number of systems in this that has been overhauled with the gameplay, and I love it because it really just shows that you can't just press the button and then all of a sudden do the attack and that's that. There's actually more to it. There's more in depth. You have to time your button presses depending on what attack that you do in order to do maximum damage or in order to cause certain effects to happen in battle. So it keeps you on your toes. Now let's talk about some of the stuff when it comes to the music. The music is intact. So if you want to listen to the original music in the game, you can do so. However, they've also redone the music as well with the same composer. Yes, Ms. Yoko Shimomura is on the case, and she has done an incredible job remixing the music. So whether you want to go old school classic or you want to go with the new tracks, it's all right there. Now we have the original story, of course. It's not borrowing for the people that are new. It's not borrowing from any other Mario game or anything else. Yes, there's characters that are from Mario games, obviously, but it's new enemies, it's a new scenario, it's a new everything in this game. There's so much stuff that was different, that was not in the Mario universe, that was created alongside Square Enix for this game. Now, another thing is that there's an overview map as well, which has been added in, which is a nice little touch, and there's a nice little quality of life feature that we will get into in just a bit with the map. Now, you got the towns, but they actually pop up now, so another little touch or quality of life feature in there. What we do have here when it comes to difficulty options, because this one was a big one for me, I was hoping there was a hard mode, but there isn't a hard mode. There's an easy mode, or a breezy mode as they call it in this one, and then there's a normal mode. However, there is a boss super hard mode. After you've beaten the game, you can go back again and play it, and the bosses do way more damage than what they normally would have done. So there is that. Now we also have control updates as well. You have type A, type B, you have the old or new style controls, which is nice for those who want to customize their control scheme and have it play the way that they want it to play. The world map, once again, kind of getting back to that, is now seamless. You can pull it up and look at any time. The whole world map is now viewable in the screen, which is a nice addition to kind of track where you're going. If you need to backtrack to get certain things, certain frog coins, or certain areas that you couldn't access before, now you have that world map, and they make it really seamless and fast. So really good quality of life features when it comes to that. Now let's talk about some more updates to the game. You have the equipment as well. You can equip straight from the buying from the shop. So if you have something that you like from a shop, you want to go in there, equip it right away as soon as you buy it, bam, it shows you, and it also shows you the positives and negatives, what you get better and what's not. So that is a nice change from having to go in, manually compare it back and forth like you did on the original. So it's going to make things flow a lot better and just modernize it for a newer audience as well. So we don't have any additional or new voice acting in the game. I was hoping maybe they added some of that, but nothing here. So it is a one-to-one in that respect. But the battles are super fast when it comes to the startup screen. That's something that I noticed quite a bit when the presenter was playing the game. I saw that, boom, as soon as you touch that enemy in the map or in the overworld or in the area that you're in, it goes right into the battle. There isn't really any type of delay at all, which is very nice if you're power leveling or if you're just trying to get through somewhere so you can get right in and out of battles. Super fast, super sleek. Now, another thing that I noticed in the battles as well is that the characters actually move a little bit when it's not their turn. Before, they would just pretty much stand still and wouldn't move till it's their turn, and then they turn and face you. But in this one, they're actually doing a little bit of movement even when it's not their turn, which is a nice little touch when it comes to the animation. Gives it a bit more life and vibe to it. Now, one thing with the battles here, guys, is that we talked about the action commands, but they have a cue now with the exclamation mark. When you see that exclamation mark, it will prompt you. It's like saying, okay, now is when you press the button. After you've gotten it a number of times, a perfect action command, then it'll stop doing that after you've gotten it a number of times. However, what they've added into this one is that when you get the perfect action command, so you press the button at the right time to get that extra damage, there's actually splash damage that's added to the effect of the hit. So you'll hit multiple enemies there. And then when you do that splash damage, your meter will rise. Now, this is all stuff that's been added in new. You have a meter that rises every time you do splash damage and every time you do certain things. And then once you get that meter all the way up, you have these new triple team attacks. Now, there's also special enemies that have been highlighted here. And if you defeat those special enemies, they do guarantee a frog coin, which is very nice. Now, these special enemies have more HP, do more damage, are more deadly. Like, you just got to be careful for them because they can body you if you're not careful. So I do like that as well. So there is on cue prompts for specials, so that will tell you exactly how much you have to press to fill up a meter for the perfect special attack, or holding down the button and there might be a meter to build up and then let go. So that is a nice update to the battle system as well. And when it comes to defense, you can actually negate all of the damage this time with the correct timing, because you can press the A button as soon as you get hit, and it'll block the damage, but you can negate everything for a lot of attacks, although some attacks you won't be able to do that with the correct timing. Now, you also have the quick menus for items and healing, which is once again a nice touch up, a nice feature, just like the equipment or item shop being able to do it right there. This is a nice quality of life feature to where you can just easily pull up a quick menu, use items for healing or other things that you do need. In addition to that, you also have another thing that they've added in, which is a thought peak, and the thought peaks gives you the weakness, gives you the resistances, gives you where you find them, a lot of different things, in addition to a monsterpedia or monster list, which is also a really nice thing if you want to go ahead and go for that 100%. You have the monster log weaknesses, the elements, extra info. It's really nice that they have this added in. That's like the number one thing that people want in RPGs, is like a beastopedia or like monsterpedia, to where you know where something is, you can kind of log it and see where you need to go to get certain enemies and what their weaknesses are. So I love that about this remake. Now, you also have a scrapbook, which is interesting because it gives you the events and it's from the point of view of the character listed there. So they'll talk in a certain way that's unique to that character. So it gives it a little bit more personality outside of the original game, or expanding upon the personalities that were there. Once again, a really nice remake that gives it its own vibe and feel. Now, I do want to talk about some of the triple team moves and what those do. Those will actually have different effects. So based on what team combination you have, you'll have different effects that give you certain buffs or what damage it does. So it really kind of prompts you to explore, and it really kind of prompts you to experiment with what combinations, because each different combination can get you something different. So that's going to come into play once you do like the boss battles, or even on the New Game Plus or the second time through, and there's certain bosses that are just powered up. You're going to want to know those combinations. So I really love that they added that in there for the people that really want to get in depth with the combat system. Once your meter rises all the way up, just looks spectacular. They already shown off some of it in the trailers, but I got to see some more, and it was really, really cool. Another thing with the world map, which I said we kind of get back to, is that there's actually quick travel. You can easily pull up your overworld map and go to anywhere that you want to go to that you've unlocked. So another awesome addition to the game. So overall, I was kind of blown away by the graphics, the gameplay, the additions, the updates. It's just a really good game. It's already an awesome game. Like if you play it right now, you're going to be like, wow, that was a great RPG, but they've completely modernized it. They've put quality of life features. It's absolutely, from what I've seen, better than the original. There's so many cool things added in, and I think that new fans, people that didn't play the game, because most people don't have a Super Nintendo Classic, most people probably didn't play the original, you can play the origins. You can play the beginning of Mario being in an RPG game. And to me, it still ranks up among the best. I still think that it's better than many of the Mario RPG games that have launched since then, back in 1996. I'd still put it right up there at the top with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and maybe some of the Mario and Luigi series games as well. This is right up there. It's my favorite so far, but we'll see how the Paper Mario remake turns out. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on this game. It's not going to be too much longer here. This game is going to be really good. I'm excited for it. So what do you guys think when it comes to Super Mario RPG? Looking at possibly getting it or not? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other JRPG and RPG videos like this one right here, talking about 10 JRPGs that you should buy now before they are rare. Maybe Super Mario RPG makes the list on there, in addition to my other videos on the channel. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.